Okay, so I just want to demonstrate how you hang the wall vines on the wall. So you'll get a package like this with an anchor and a screw in it. So there's the anchor and the screw. This is the drywall anchor, the little plastic part. It's an auger style anchor and the screw. What I usually do is I will start by taking the screw, putting it wherever I decide I want the first hole of the wall vine to be. I'll put the screw in just to get a starter hole for the anchor. And I'll pull it back out. Now this is into drywall if there's no stud behind. If there's a stud behind, you can go straight into the stud, but usually there isn't a stud behind, so you need to go into the drywall. And if you're going into drywall, you just want to make sure that you anchor it down well. So you take the anchor, you push it, and the anchor just kind of screws right in once you get the hole started. And you just kind of snug it down right there, like that. Okay, so we've got the vine hung up on the wall now, and it's supported right now with this one screw on the top of the vine. So once I've got that, I kind of decide, where do I want the bottom to be, and you have different options, you can move it around. So let's just say I want it right down here. I just go and mark, kind of like before with the hole. Put the anchor in again, screw it into the wall. Now position the vine, the bottom screw, and secure the bottom screw into place. So now our vine is secure on the wall. All right. Okay, so when you get your wall vine, it's going to look like this. You're going to have this part, and this is the aluminum stems. And the thing I need to explain about it is there's these little adapters. So each stem, 12 of the 14 stems get this little adapter. That's to allow for the larger size flowers to screw into these smaller stems. There'll be 2 stems that don't have an adapter on them. And that's supposed to be that way because there's 2 flowers that have a smaller size screw that will screw into these 2 stems. So you'll have 14 flowers. 2 of them will be this size. The rest will be the 5-inch diameter and the 7-inch diameter flowers. So there's the larger screw size, which goes into this stem. So that's one of the biggest questions that I get, is that people will get their vine and they'll say, oh, well, we're missing 2 adapters, because they'll see these 2 open screws and they don't understand that they have the smaller flowers that go in there. So we'll put these together, and the way I like to put them together, if you look at the vine, you'll notice that there's a stem that's kind of facing out, and then after that there's one that's kind of facing curved in, and then out, and then curved in, out, in, and so on. So the stems that are going out, that's the one I put the big flowers on, the 7-inch flowers. It just makes makes the piece flow better. And look, so the piece that you purchased, the piece you saw online in the store, this is how it was done. So just try and keep it consistent. This was one of the out stems, so I'll go in through and put all the larger flowers on first. And I just, you just carefully, when you got the stem, you grab it, kind of hold it, put the flower in there, and eventually it'll go in. And you don't want to tighten it too tight, because this is soft metal, soft aluminum. If you really crank down on it, you can't strip the metal, which isn't dangerous. If there is a situation where one of these just keeps spinning, you just take pliers and you crimp it. So you just grab the little stem and just squeeze it, and then those threads will grab again, and it'll be just fine. So no need to tighten it super tight, because they're just on here for display. I just tighten them to where they just stop spinning. And then we'll go there. Now the large flowers, these are the large flowers, which are about 5-inch diameter. And those will all be on the inside. All right, eventually here. And you know, when you get your flowers, you'll have the colors will be, you know, you'll have a couple of the same color. What I try to do as much as possible is keep the same colors away from each other as you're building it out. So you just want to, you know, you don't want to have a red and a red right next to each other. And you know, that's your preference. You can do it how you want. But that's typically when I'm putting flowers together. I'll just try my best to keep similar colors away from each other. And the last one. So now the flowers are all together, and the cool thing is you can bend these a little bit. You don't want to crank the flower like that, but you can grab the stem down below and you can position those. You can move them in a little bit more. Move this in. You know, you don't want to crank on the weld here. There is a weld, and it can break if you really put torque on it. If I really pulled this stem down, it can break this weld. So you kind of want to, you know, if you're going to move it around, just kind of secure that. And as you can see, the stems are fairly flexible, so you can kind of customize it how you want. And I like to just kind of make sure that everything's sort of covered. And there you go. You got your Wallvine. And you know, if you don't like that or you get sick of it, you want to move it somewhere else, you unscrew that and you can pull it around this way so it's going across the wall, or you know, however you want. And that's the Wallvine.